Right now, your business is likely bleeding tens of thousands of dollars paying, like a SaaS tax for software you don't even own.
Right. And worse, you have exactly a matter of weeks to fix it before the government just slashes your primary tax incentive by a staggering 95%.
Yeah, it's a massive drop. Hello, and a huge welcome to all the followers tuning in on our podcast and business page. I'm Lex.
And I'm Vera.
You are listening to a special deep dive from the C9 podcast show. Today, we're speaking directly to you, the Australian business owners and C-level executives who are, actually steering the ship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We know your time is incredibly valuable, so our mission today is really to cut through the noise. We want to deliver a highly time-sensitive financial strategy.
Yeah, we are unpacking the EOFY 2026 strategy, going from manual processes to custom assets.
The central premise here is really all about leverage. We're going to look at how you can commission a custom app, claim the $20,000 instant asset write-off before June 30, 2026, and turn a frustrating recurring tech expense into a permanent asset that your business fully owns.
It's a huge opportunity. But before we get into the tax incentives or the hard deadlines, we really need to look at the day-to-day reality of why a business needs to overhaul its technology in the first place.
Oh, absolutely. Because what's fascinating is how quickly Australian executives simply normalize operational friction. They just get used to it.
They really do. You know exactly what these pain points look like in your own business. It's that manual quoting process that literally takes your most expensive team members hours to piece together for every single job.
Right. Or think about the classic Monday morning admin nightmare. You have a field team out there all week doing the actual revenue generating work, right?
Yeah.
But they are filling out their job cards on physical paper, or maybe they're just texting hours and materials to a supervisor.
Which is a disaster waiting to happen.
Exactly. Come Monday morning, someone in your back office has to sit there, decipher the handwriting, and manually re-enter all that data into your accounting software.
And what about the endless client status calls? I mean, a client calls in to ask where their order is, but because your inventory system doesn't talk to your shipping system, your staff has to put the client on hold.
Oh, the dreaded hold music.
Right. They're toggling between 3 different screens and essentially making an educated guess about the status.
Yeah.
Every time data has to be moved from one system to another by a human being, it just drains productivity.
And introduces massive risk, honestly. Now, the usual band-aid for this friction is to just go out and subscribe to another off-the-shelf software platform.
Yeah, you just buy another SaaS product, software as a service.
Right. It feels like a quick win. But when we look at the operational data, relying solely on SaaS for your core, unique workflows introduces what we call the SaaS tax.
The SaaS tax.
Yeah, and it completely undermines the ownership argument.
Let's break that down, because SaaS models are undeniably brilliant for getting a business off the ground.
Oh, for sure.
But they're often terrible for long-term scale. Let's say you're paying, $50 per user per month for a specialized workflow tool.
Okay.
And you have 50 staff members. That's $30,000 a year. Over 5 years, factoring in the inevitable price hikes, you are easily exceeding $150,000.
That's a huge chunk of change.
It is.
Yeah.
And at the end of those 5 years, you own absolutely nothing. No equity in the software whatsoever.
Yeah, it's purely an operational expense. You are indefinitely renting your capability. Furthermore, off-the-shelf software is built for the masses.
Right.
So you end up paying for dozens of features you never use while simultaneously developing these clunky workarounds because the software doesn't quite fit the 20% of your business that makes you unique.
I always look at it like renting a commercial property where the landlord raises the rent every single year, but they explicitly forbid you from knocking down a wall to improve your own workflow.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
Right. You are forced to adapt your business to fit the building. Building a custom bespoke app, on the other hand, is like owning the building outright.
Exactly.
You invest the capital once to tailor the space perfectly to how your team actually works. And it pays dividends for years because that perpetual SaaS tax is just gone.
That is the perfect way to visualize it. Custom software turns a recurring expense into a permanent proprietary business asset. But even when business leaders understand this, even when they know owning is better than renting, they still hesitate. Year after year, the decision gets deferred.
And why is that? I mean, it almost always comes down to cash flow, right?
Spot on. When you look at the upfront capital required to commission a bespoke app, It just feels much safer to keep bleeding a little bit of cash every month on a SaaS fee.
Rather than taking the upfront hit.
Exactly. Which is exactly why the impending end of financial year 2026 deadline completely rewrites the financial reality of this decision. The math shifts entirely in favor of building custom.
Okay, let's get into the mechanics of this. What makes June 30, 2026 the absolute line in the sand?
Well, the Australian government currently has the $20,000 instant asset write-off in play. But this provision is strictly available for eligible assets that are first used or installed and ready for use between July 1st, 2025 and June 30th, 2026.
And custom software development qualifies.
Yes, it qualifies as an eligible asset under these exact rules.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Go for it.
Businesses deal with EOFY deadlines every single year. Accountants always send out those warning emails in May. So aren't there always tax breaks next year? Why the sudden panic to get a tech project done by this specific June 30th?
Because of the unprecedented steepness of the drop-off. On July 1st, 2026, the instant asset write-off threshold is slated to revert massively back down to the standard $1,000.
Wow. Wait, really?
Yes, that is a staggering drop. You are going from a $20,000 immediate deduction down to $1,000 overnight.
Wow. From 20 grand to 1 grand. Okay, let's ground this in real dollars. Walk me through the actual financial impact for a business owner listening right now.
Okay, let's run a conservative real-world example. Imagine your business commissions a focused, custom app for $15,000 to eliminate that Monday morning admin nightmare.
Okay, making sense so far.
And crucially, it is installed and ready for use before the June 30 deadline. Assuming a standard 25% company tax rate, you get to claim the full $15,000 deduction in that current financial year.
Right.
That translates to roughly $3,750 in immediate tax savings.
So the net out-of-pocket cost of that custom app drops from $15,000 down to roughly $11,250.
Exactly. Now, contrast that with deploying that exact same $15,000 app just one day later.
On July 1st.
Right, on July 1st, 2026. Because it completely misses the new $1,000 threshold, the asset must be added to a small business pool and depreciated over several years.
Ah, I see.
Your year one deduction is significantly lower, meaning your effective out-of-pocket cash cost right now is much higher. You lose the immediate cash flow advantage.
But the tax write-off expiring isn't even the only catalyst here, is it?
No, it's not.
There are two other urgent operational deadlines colliding at this exact same time. First, any unspent FY26 capital expenditure budgets disappear at year-end. In corporate environments, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Oh, absolutely.
But the second one is a massive structural compliance shift across Australia, Payday Super.
Payday Super is going to catch a lot of businesses completely off guard. Beginning July 1st, 2026, employers will be required to make real-time superannuation remittances with every single pay cycle.
Yeah, that's huge.
You can no longer batch these payments up and send them off quarterly.
Let's talk about the mechanism of how that actually works, because this is where the disconnected systems fail spectacularly.
Yeah.
Imagine it's Friday at 5 p.m. Your site manager signs off on the weekly timesheets. In a custom integrated system, that app instantly cross-references the hours worked, calculates the precise superannuation requirement, pings your central accounting software via an API, and remits the payment directly to the ATO in real time.
Seamlessly.
Exactly. No human intervention.
But if your payroll and scheduling systems don't talk to each other,
Yeah.
or worse, if you are still relying on those paper job cards that don't get typed up until Monday, you are going to hit a wall of compliance failure on July 1st.
You just can't do it.
You physically cannot meet a real-time Friday remittance requirement if your data isn't digitized until Monday. You need reliable, automated integrations in place well before that rule takes effect.
And that is exactly why the highest quality Australian development teams are going to be completely booked solid the closer we get to EOFY.
Exactly.
Acting now isn't just about the tax savings. It's about securing a measurable operational head start. Your competitors who wait until May to panic about Payday Super simply will not be able to replicate your efficiency in time.
But, you know, even when the financial math is undeniably clear, business owners still hesitate. We see a pervasive too hard, too late mindset.
Yeah, I hear that all the time.
Executives look at the calendar and think, it's too close to June 30. A custom app can't possibly be built in time.
Which brings us to the logistics. Let's systematically dismantle the three biggest myths that cause business owners to delay, starting with that exact timeline objection.
Let's do it.
The assumption is always, software takes a year to build, we've only got a few months.
The crucial detail here is understanding the exact requirement from the ATO. To claim the write-off, the asset must be installed and ready for use.
Right.
It does not need to be a fully perfected, feature-complete enterprise software suite that anticipates every conceivable need your business might have for the next decade.
Wait, hold on. Let me challenge that for a second.
Sure.
If we only have, say, 3 to 8 weeks to build something, aren't we just rushing? I mean, I've seen rushed tech projects. They fail. Are we just building a half-baked, buggy app purely to appease the ATO and grab a tax break?
That is a completely valid concern, but it misunderstands the strategy of modern development. We are not talking about rushing a bad product. We are talking about the discipline of focused scoping.
Focused scoping.
Yes. Think of it like this. If your car's engine is failing, you don't tear down and redesign the entire factory that built the car. You just swap the engine.
Okay, that makes sense.
Massive enterprise-wide ERP replacements, where you change your entire central nervous system, absolutely belong in your FY27 planning. Do not rush an ERP.
Right.
But building a focused, well-scoped app to solve one specific high-friction problem, experienced Australian teams deliver those successfully in 3 to 8 weeks all the time.
Okay, let's put some specific timelines to this. Let's say I run a wholesale distribution company, and my phones are ringing off the hook with clients wanting to check stock levels and place orders.
A common scenario.
Right. So if I want a customer self-service portal where they can just log in and do it themselves, that feels like a 3 or 4 month build to get it secure and integrated.
Actually, not if it's scoped correctly. A highly functional customer portal typically takes just 4 to 6 weeks to deploy.
Wait, really? What about that field scheduling app to replace the paper job cards we talked about earlier?
5 to 8 weeks.
Wow. Custom inventory management that actually talks to my accounting software.
4 to 7 weeks.
And what if I just need visibility, say a business intelligence dashboard? Just a single executive screen that pulls real-time performance metrics out of all my messy, siloed databases so I can actually see my cash flow.
3 to 5 weeks.
That's incredible.
The critical success factor here isn't having 6 months to write code. The success factor is having prompt discovery and absolute clarity on the scope on day one. Projects that are clearly scoped by mid-May have extremely strong, realistic pathways for EOFY delivery.
But, even if a business owner believes the app can technically be built by June 30, they usually hit the second major objection: efficacy.
The fear of, will it actually work?
Yeah, exactly. The fear of, will my team actually use this? And when you dig into that fear, it almost always stems from past trauma. I mean, they've been burned before by dropping 50 grand on clunky, off-the-shelf software that their staff absolutely hated and refused to adopt.
It is the fear of buying a template that doesn't fit. When you buy off the shelf, you are forcing your staff to learn a vendor's arbitrary process. It creates resentment and kills productivity.
Oh, totally.
But custom development flips that dynamic entirely. The app is built by observing your actual existing workflows. The software learns your process, you don't learn its process.
And the data on this is incredible. Australian retailers and service businesses utilizing bespoke apps consistently see 25 to 40% improvements in customer retention.
That's a huge margin.
It is. And why? Because when your internal systems are frictionless, your customer-facing service becomes frictionless. You are delivering a tailored experience that your competitors who are fighting with generic software simply cannot match.
Which leads us directly into the third major objection, the upfront cost. We talked about the SaaS tax and the tax write-off, but executives still worry about the return on investment.
Naturally.
Yeah.
But the ROI mechanisms on custom builds are staggering. We were talking about custom solutions delivering a 300% or higher return on investment compared to off-the-shelf options over time.
300%.
Yeah, and it's important to understand how that happens. It's not magic. It's because you are reducing administrative errors by up to 85%.
Let's explain the mechanism of that 85% reduction because it's so critical. In a manual system, a customer's order data is typed in by the client, then retyped by your sales team into a CRM, then retyped again by administration into a shipping manifest.
Right, and every human keystroke is a potential error.
Exactly. A custom API integration pulls the original data directly through the entire chain. The data is typed exactly once. You completely eliminate the human keystrokes where those 85% of errors live.
If you cut your data entry errors by 85%, the app pays for itself in administrative time alone. not to mention the saved costs of replacing lost inventory or issuing refunds.
Oh, absolutely. Hybrid custom apps in retail and logistics frequently show an undeniable hard dollar ROI within just 18 months.
But, to execute a rapid high ROI custom app before the EOFY deadline, you cannot leave the execution to chance.
No, definitely not.
You need a highly reliable development partner who specializes in these exact kinds of high-stakes, rapid turnaround deployments.
Right. And when we look at who is consistently setting the benchmark for this in Australia, it points directly to the capabilities and proven track record of C9.
Yes, C9 is positioned as Australia's leading custom software, apps, integration, and database developer company. And the reason we are highlighting them isn't based on promises, it's based on evidence. They aren't experimenting on your dime, they have the playbook.
They really do. They have over 29 documented major projects across incredibly diverse and complex industries. We are talking hospitality, healthcare, agriculture, education, and franchising.
Take their work in the hospitality sector, for example. They've delivered custom portals for major franchise groups that completely streamline reporting across dozens of venues.
Which is notoriously difficult to manage.
Exactly. By building a custom interface, they've virtually eliminated the manual data entry that venue managers were doing every single night. Or look at agriculture, where they've built compliance integrations that sync field data instantly from remote locations,
Oh, wow.
giving executives actual real-time visibility instead of waiting for end-of-month lag.
And clients consistently report that C9's scalable platforms fundamentally reduce operational drag. And the specific reason they can deliver these outcomes under intense EOFY pressure is their structured low-risk process.
Right.
It starts with a short discovery call.
And let's be clear about what that discovery call is. It is not a year-long, expensive consultancy exercise where they map every single function of your business.
Not at all.
The goal of that initial 20-minute call is singular map your single biggest point of friction. Find the jagged edge that is costing you the most time right now.
From there, often within 48 hours, C9 provides a fixed price proposal.
That is critical.
Yes, it includes a crystal clear scope of work and a written deployment timeline.
It's exactly like hiring a specialized architect. They look at your property, they draw up the exact blueprint to solve the problem, and they hand you a guaranteed price tag in 2 days.
Instead of a blank check.
Exactly. Compare that to handing a contractor an open-ended credit card and just hoping they build a nice house. The fixed price model completely mitigates the financial risk for the business owner.
That upfront transparency is everything. Once the build begins, it is a highly collaborative process with Australian-based delivery.
Which is huge.
It is. That means you are dealing with local experts, having regular reviews, and avoiding the communication black holes that happen when projects are outsourced overseas. And the relationship doesn't end at deployment. C9 provides comprehensive training and ongoing post-go-live support.
So let's distill all of this down. What does this actually mean for you, the executive listening right now? EOFY 2026 presents a genuine, non-recurring window of opportunity.
It really does.
You have the chance to replace expensive, frustrating, disconnected workarounds with a customized technology asset that your business owns outright.
You can achieve this transformation at a fraction of the net out-of-pocket cost by leveraging the $20,000 instant asset write-off before it plummets to $1,000.
And simultaneously, you get your infrastructure fully prepped for massive regulatory shifts, like the July 2026 Payday super compliance laws.
Exactly.
The timeline is tight and the time to move is right now. Your immediate next step is very straightforward. Book a no-obligation 20-minute discovery call with C9 this week.
In that short conversation, you will identify your highest impact opportunity, confirm your eligibility for the instant asset write-off, and get on the path to receiving that fixed price proposal and written deployment timeline.
You can initiate that process right now by visiting their website at www.c9.com.au. Take the first step to ensuring you enter FY27 with the operational efficiency, the structural cost savings, and the competitive edge your business actually deserves.
Absolutely. Head over to www.c9.com.au today to lock in that discovery call.
Now, a quick piece of housekeeping before we sign off. If you found the insights in this deep dive valuable, please make sure to hit that follow button.
Yes, please do.
And more importantly, share this podcast with other Australian business owners and executives in your network who could benefit from this strategy.
Because navigating these complex regulatory and technological shifts shouldn't be done in a vacuum. Executive networks thrive on shared intelligence.
Completely agree. Now, to wrap things up, I want to bring us back to the reality of your day-to-day operations. Every business is defined by its processes. And right now, somewhere in your operation, there is a jagged line of friction.
There really is.
There is a spreadsheet that constantly breaks, a manual data entry task that drains your team's morale, or a disconnected system that leaves your clients waiting on hold.
Which leaves us with one final, very practical thought for you to ponder today.
What is the one manual process or system limitation in your business that you would love to automate first? Think about the ripple effect solving that one problem would have on your bottom line.
And if you're up for it, share your thoughts in the comments below. Executive insights always spark the most valuable discussions.
For sure. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Until next time, keep optimizing.